Hi guys, I got my PET scan on Wednesday, which was also my parents' 53rd wedding anniversary, I believe. And last week was my son's 9th birthday, so I have a 9 and a 12-year-old. How did that happen? I did the PET scan Wednesday. I had to fast. It's really only for 6 hours, but my PET scan was at 10 a.m. So I just didn't eat like normal after 4 p.m. I fast from 4 till like morning. So 4 p.m. till after the PET scan, I hadn't eaten anything and I didn't have coffee or tea or anything. Tried to drink lots of water. You're supposed to drink a lot of water before the PET scan. And I actually thought the contrast dye was glucose, and it is, but it's such a minimal amount apparently that it didn't even affect my ketones, and I stayed in ketosis because I measured after, and I was it didn't affect my ketones. So that's a little bit weird. That means that cancer will literally eat up and light up at the tiniest amount of sugar. So I don't know how much the diet is helping me. I'm still hopeful that it is, and I still feel amazing, so I am going to continue it. I was checking. Okay, so first I'll tell you, I got the PET scan done. The nurse or whoever brought me in and out of the room was like, "Is this your PET scan after treatment PET scan?" And I said, no, it's actually my first PET scan after my diagnosis. So I'm really curious to, see how my medications and treatment is working. And I had asked her how long it usually takes. And she said, well, that depends. If your doctor ordered it urgent, you will get it back within 24 hours. And if it was just a regular PET scan order, which I'm sure it was, you get it back within 3 days. But of course, I'm still checking my chart like pretty regularly just to see if anything had popped up. Yesterday, Friday, I checked it a couple times, nothing was there. And then before I had to leave to get my kids from school, I just hopped on there and checked it again, and it was there. So I have my PET scan results. First PET scan following getting diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer in December. I think it was December 6th when I got my, I had my pleural effusion removed. I was sick. I had a lingering cough. I got the pleural effusion removed, called a thoracentesis. My doctor called and said, I'm so sorry to tell you this, but there were cells in the effusion that was consistent with my breast cancer. So that meant my breast cancer was back, but it had metastasized to my chest wall in another location. But I had no idea how serious it was. I mean, obviously serious, but how much it had spread, where it was. So I got the first PET scan, and they had seen some nodules along I don't even know what this is, but fissures along my chest wall lining. That had lit up, I believe. I actually need to go back and look at that. So it was only in my chest wall. So I felt really lucky that it wasn't, in a bunch of other places. And once I got that drained, I have been feeling really good and healthy. And especially once I started my keto diet, I have had all this energy, just feel super healthy, dropped like 10 pounds that I wanted to drop, but I thought I was doing everything right. I exercised a ton. I thought I ate healthy, but I was obviously still eating normal carbs and didn't realize how much sugar and glucose that's just constantly raising up your blood sugars and the highs and the lows. And I definitely would get tired in the afternoons and thought that was just normal life, and I don't get that anymore. So I did bring the laptop because I am going to just read you my PET scan. It is good news. Really good, probably as good as I could have ever anticipated. And what I was hoping for, because I felt so good. So I had high hopes, but I didn't want to get too confident, because was confident that I never thought I would have cancer in the first place. And I've always thought the best. I am really lucky that way. I'm not someone that worries, and everyone's always like, how can you not worry about things? And I don't know, maybe that's really weird, but I don't tend to worry about things. Even doing this PET scan wasn't really that stressful to me. I think because I just feel good. Okay, so I'm going to read it. Collected on April 10th, 2024. Impression. Compared with the prior PET scan CT from 12/14/2023, overall findings are compatible with a favorable treatment response. So I saw that and was like, okay, we're good. 2, stable post-surgical changes in the right breast and right axilla. I don't know. I'm probably butchering some of these terms. Without evidence of FTG avid local recurrence. So there's no recurrence to the breast, which is, what I expected, because I was doing MRIs and mammograms every 6 months, and they never saw anything. So it never returned to that spot. It had somehow traveled out via blood vessels, since there was nothing in my lymph nodes, and my lymph nodes are still clear. And just kind of was hanging out dormant in my chest wall until I stopped tamoxifen. And I think stopping tamoxifen, getting COVID, and having inflammation in my body sparked the growth of the nodules. They never were officially tumors. Okay, 3, no new FDG avid lymphedema. Oh, I should have practiced these words. Lymphadenopathy. Okay, I don't know. Now I feel stupid. In the chest. And FDG, I actually don't know what that stands for, but it is what would light up with the contrast injection that I got. So if they see an FDG uptake, or, the lighting up of anything in my body, that's where they would have seen that's where the cancer would be the suspicion of the cancer. But as far as I'm reading, I don't see any FDG uptake in this whole entire write-up. So I don't think I have cancer in my body. I think it's gone, but I'm waiting for the doctor to give me that official, and no one's going to say that yet. It's too soon to tell, I don't think they would say that yet. But when I read this, I don't see anywhere that there was any uptake. So, I completely forgot to finish my story about the nurse. Anyway, she did freak me out, because I said, after I told her that, sorry, this is all over the place, I realize. After I told her that I was, anxious to find out, because it was my first PET scan after my diagnosis, she made this comment that was like, oh, well, it didn't look too bad. And I think she was trying to make me feel better, but saying it didn't look too bad just made me think, uh-oh, that means she definitely saw something, because too bad to me means something's there, but it's not bad. Anyway, so that did put me on like a little bit of a spin, like, okay, like trying to break down what she said. But then again, I just was like, I'm going to wait until I find out for myself. But yeah, I didn't really like that she said that. Okay, so number 3, no new FDG avid. Oh, I said that, lymphadenopathy in the chest. Number 4, decreasing pleural nodality throughout both lungs without elevated FDG uptake. Recommend continued attention on follow-up. So all the nodules have decreased, but I think there might be some stuff still there, and to me that could be scarring. I'm totally making this up, by the way, but this is what I'm thinking. Since nothing lit up. Number 5, resolution of small right and trace left pleural effusions. So my pleural effusion has completely resolved. That's why I've felt so good. I've been able to exercise and not ever have that shortness of breath or that weird heaviness in my chest again, since it was removed. Number 6, resolution of subtle focal uptake previously seen in the medial right hepatic lobe, which was indeterminate. So I don't know if I even mentioned this because, of course, I didn't think it was anything. And even my oncologist said she thinks it probably isn't anything, but we'd watch it. There was some slight lighting up or very subtle uptake, FTG uptake in my liver. And the doctor said that happens and is usually nothing, but we would just watch it. And there was nothing there this time. So I don't think it ever was anything. That's what the oncologist made me believe. And it was just something we were going to look at in the next one. But it said that it was, last time it was indeterminate what it was because it was very subtle. And I think that can happen in the PET scan. Sometimes you just see little specks of something, but it doesn't mean it's anything. Anyway, so that says that's resolved, nothing there. And then number 7, no new sites of FDG amid distant metastatic disease. So nothing new. Whatever they saw had decreased. And when I'm reading this, I've read this a bunch of times, I don't see anywhere where that FDG, the contrast dye had lit up. So I don't see where there's cancer. But I'll read you where the more detailed, if you're interested, obviously. If not, thanks for being here. It's a lot of technical stuff and I'll probably be butchering the words. Okay. History, 47-year-old female, metastatic breast cancer status, post 3 cycles of systemic therapy, restaging for subsequent treatment strategy. Don't really know what that means, but I have done the 3 cycles of Kisqali, even though I did go from 3 pills, 600 milligrams, to 2 pills, 400, and now I do 1 pill a day at 200. So I'm only taking 1 Kisqali a day and 1 anastrozole, still doing the 3 weeks on, 1 week off of Kisqali. I just had my week off. Today was the first time I went back on at 1 pill. Okay. This is just explaining the process. My blood glucose was 83 before the test. Okay, findings. Let's see. None of that's really important. And they're just comparing it to the last one. I'll just read. Chest. The central airways are patent. Compared with prior PET scan, there has been resolution of small right and trace left pleural effusions. There's also been resolution of mild diffuse pleural thickening of the posterior right lower lobe since the prior study. Decreasing nodularity along both of the right minor fissure and right major fissure, compatible with favorable treatment response. Only minimal undulating nodularity remains without focal FDG uptake. Minimal scarring in the lateral right middle lobe. Okay, compared with the prior study, there's also decreased nodularity at the left lung base and along the left major fissure. Minimal undulating nodularity remains along the left major fissure without suspicious FDG uptake. There's also been resolution of mild pleural-based nodularity anteriorly throughout both lungs. Stable 3 millimeter nodule near the left lung apex without associated uptake. No new FDG avid pulmonary nodules. So there's still a little bit of a nodule, but it didn't uptake. Nothing, it didn't light up. And yeah, I mean, that's about it. Then I have some random things. Everything else looks normal. I still have, I think I did mention this. I have this small fat containing umbilical hernia, like underneath my belly button. And I'm actually going to ask if that's something I should get removed or if I can get it removed, because why not? I want to get that out. Especially if it's not like a surgery, if they can just stick something in and like suck it out. I don't know. Does anyone know about small hernias? I would have never even known that I had that except for doing these PET scans. Yeah, everything else unremarkable and normal. Minimal degenerative changes of the spine, so that's good too. All right, I just wanted to update you and give you the good news. I hadn't really told anyone yet because I was just trying to let it all sink in, and I'm feeling good. I'm happy with the results, and I can't wait to actually talk to my doctor and, have it broken down by not just me reading it, but to me, it all sounds really hopeful and promising. I'm just going to continue what I'm doing. I don't know how the diet contributed, but in my mind, I think that it could have only helped me. So I'm continuing with the diet. Obviously, the exercise. New class came out yesterday, and I filmed yesterday. Finally, I've been so busy with doctor appointments. My son has some eczema, so I had to take him to a dermatologist yesterday, and we went to Monterey, I said, for a couple of nights during spring break. So that was fun. And I was able to keep my diet really well. I just ordered like fish and salads. And because I couldn't just grab snacks anywhere, I actually was pretty deep into ketosis. And a little bit hungry though. But I am feeling so good. And I just wanted to share the really, really good news. At least everything's decreased. But at best, I don't see any place that lit up. So I don't know. I don't know if that's considered NED. Probably it's too early to say that. But I'm just going to keep taking my meds and doing my thing. And thank you so much. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll probably just do updates sporadically if I have anything to add or anything to share with you. Okay, bye. Thanks.